Great. Thank you, Wendy. And hello, everyone. Do you remember sports? Well, I'm sure that you do. One of the characteristics that almost all sports have is a playbook. Yes, those X's and O's. It's a book that outlines the tactical approach of what we're going to do in specific situations during the game. You know, if it's fourth down and 2 yards to go, there's 4 minutes left on the clock, and we're trailing by more than 3 points. What do? Well, instead of just trying to figure it out on the fly, of course, it's the playbook to which it's referred back to. And a playbook not only tells us what to do when we have 4 minutes left on the clock, but playbooks today are very specific towards an opponent's strength and weakness. And thus the playbooks change for every game. And playbooks are even that specific about changing based on what weather conditions there might be. So playbooks are just that tactical approach as to what to do in specific situations. Now, imagine if the opponent could see the team's playbook. Wow, what a great defense then the opponent could put up because they know what's going to be planned. So obviously, playbooks are very closely guarded. But let's change our thinking from sports to cybersecurity. What if cybersecurity attackers had a playbook and we could see it? Now, not to get excited, cybersecurity attackers don't have a playbook that they use. But what's interesting is that there are many common tactics that almost all attackers use. Why? It's because they work. So even though there's not a playbook, we can look at the common actions that attackers use, and we can create our own playbook. Now, why would we be interested in creating our own playbook? It's to help us in thinking like an attacker. It's been my contention for some time now that one of the reasons attacks are so successful in the cyber world today is because we don't really think like the attackers do. Yeah, there are many reasons why cybersecurity attacks are successful, but the key reason, perhaps, is that most users just don't think about the mindset of an attacker. And thus, we don't look at attacks from the attacker's perspective. Instead, we look at them from our perspective, the defender's perspective, if you would. I teach at a university, and just the other day, a student was making a presentation, online of course, but the student was making a presentation and had some statements about this is what cybersecurity attackers do. And I was thinking, well, no, it's not at all. And because we don't have a clear understanding of how the attackers think, my contention is we don't really have good defenses. So I think that thinking like an attacker can be very beneficial to us in terms of having a good defense. So what we're going to do in this short webinar is we're going to talk about what might be in a cybersecurity attacker's playbook. What are some of their tactics that they use? We'll also give a few examples. And we'll wrap up with just some common defenses that we should have so that we can repel these attacks. So that's the direction that we're going to be headed in for the next few minutes. Let's begin by one that I think is something that is just a little too close to home for all of us. But to me, this would probably be on page 1 of the attacker's playbook. Hit them while they're distracted. If you've ever had the unfortunate experience of living through a tornado? I actually have twice, and it is just an unbelievable experience. Or perhaps through a flood. But what we're all living through right now is, of course, the COVID-19. And we're distracted. We're thinking about COVID-19. We're thinking about, should I go to the grocery? What should I do when I bring stuff home? Should I visit my parents? Should I? We're just completely distracted because our entire world has been turned upside down by COVID-19. And because the attackers have, on page 1 of the attacker's playbook, hit them while they're distracted, attackers have been going overboard the last couple of months to hit us with attacks because they know that we are distracted away from the usual daily life events. Let me give you a couple of examples. In January of this year, only 137 COVID-19 themed phishing attacks were actually detected. 2 months later, the first 3 months of March in 2020, we saw a 667% increase. Well, why the huge increase? Well, obviously, it's because we were all distracted about COVID-19, and quite honestly, thinking about cybersecurity was probably number 25 on our list of things to even think about. And attackers know this. So they take advantage of the fact that our attention is not really focused on cybersecurity, but it's focused on staying alive. And the attackers took advantage of our distracted focus. They had campaigns that distributed malware that would steal users' username and password, their credentials, and even scam victims out of their money. For instance, email scams. Many email scams came out from attackers offering to sell hard-to-find face masks. And some of these email scams even offered medication to cure the COVID-19 infections. These scams went out, tempting the victims to click on an embedded link or order something online and give up their credit card or any number of other things. But again, because our attention is so focused away from cybersecurity, the percentage of individuals that fell for these email scams was very high. Now, some scams even asked for investments in fake companies that were claimed to be developing vaccines. And even other scams asked for donations for fake charities like the World Health Community. And of course, that doesn't exist, but the name is similar enough to the World Health Organization, the WHO, that we hear about every day.
Hi there, I hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.